Hello, everybody. Welcome to the LAN Party.
LAN, not land.
The LAN
You're
Party.
starting to turn into Nate,
The
calling
land
it the LAN Party.
The LAN Party.
Uh,
Podcast. Today is Tuesday. It's March, everybody.
Welcome to March, where it's supposed to be spring, but it's fucking 20-something degrees.
Yeah, I got up. I got up
the
this
winter season around here.
I got up this morning and it was 9.
So, a few things to touch on before we dig into the podcast, because we got a lot to talk about today, and we'll explain why in a moment. John is joining us today, and he's actually got a dedicated mic, so please give us feedback on his levels so that we can fine-tune it through the podcast.
Probably very quiet.
You can tell him he sounds like shit.
Don't worry, I'm used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not using the same outboard effect as we are, so he can't necessarily match quality with this board because he's on his own. But anyways, we got a lot to talk about today. We've actually gone and done a professional thing and created an I'm not going to give anybody else credit for this.
You're welcome.
Have created an outline for...
I mean, some of us work.
So do I. And I have school.
I'm so happy I can say that again.
So we have a discussion. I've created an outline to overview. So today we're going to be going over a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going around with Anthem right now, which really sucks because I wanted so bad for that game to be good. But we'll get into, there's crashes and system failures and stuff like that. And their sales figures were subpar for EA. We're also going to dive into some E3 2019 news, everything from Sony not being there to Cyberpunk 2077 being there. What else we got? Halo Master Chief Collection. This is 2-week-old news now, give or take, so we're a little late to the party here, but there's supposed to be some big announcement at South by Southwest this year during the Halo Championship regarding that, and then there's some leak that's pretty much been confirmed, a new Forza mobile title, and the Fallout 76 expansion roadmap. So we got quite a lot of stuff to jump in and talk about.
As John said, it's really disappointing that the Fallout 76 expansion isn't the roadmap isn't called Country Roads.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna
kick their marketing department.
I should work with them.
They probably went through and told their marketing department not to do anything remotely stupid for a while after.
They have laid it off. It's like, sorry,
bye guys.
we can put posters up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. After the shit they caused with 76 earlier, it's like
I don't know. The marketing.
It's not the marketing. Yeah,
the
like marketing did
department-
well with it.
Yeah,
It was
they
the
did.
game itself that had the issue.
The marketing department did their jobs.
Well, it's probably
Hence
the whole.
why he spent $200 on a trash bag with a plastic.
So did he.
You pointing at me? Oh,
He
I was like, no, I didn't.
Didn't you?
No,
get one
Nate
too?
didn't get the Power Armor edition.
No. Okay.
Anyways, so we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Anthem, possibly the biggest disappointment of 2019 already. Like it
started the
kicked
year
off
with a bang.
2019 well.
Nothing like watching a giant belly flop to start your.
Well, here's part of the problem with Anthem's release. Okay, is they had like a staggered release window with like Origin Premium subscribers, and then Early Access members, and then Deluxe Edition owners, and then Collector's Edition owners, and then Basic Game owner. Like, it was a puzzle trying to figure out when you were going to be able to actually load into the game and play it.
Yeah, it's
Or
like, I bought
play the
game,
beta
what am I
because
gonna
you had beta access thrown in between all those, and it's just like
do? Yeah, and some of them had beta access, and some of them didn't have beta access.
some people were even wondering like, do I even play the game when it comes out? Fuck,
Yeah,
I don't know.
So that was already like a bit of a train wreck.
I blame EA all for all that.
Oh, I do too. And so you have to understand that with this sales numbers, it released on the 22nd, right? So
Yeah.
of March or February. So
Not March.
Been out for a week and a half
these
now.
sales numbers though reflect the sales of the higher dollar editions. So keep that in mind. But
So less than half the game. sold
yeah,
sales.
for the most part. But there's a lot of factors at play, and I'll get into that in a minute. So it, believe it or not, took first place in the top 10 sales of a gaming industry survey in the UK. It took first place, probably because It was the only AAA title released that week.
Yeah, probably.
Um,
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
but it did so with staggeringly low sales numbers. So I'm sure everybody in this room remembers the original Destiny and Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 is pretty good.
It sold less than 10% physical copies compared to Destiny 1.
Wow.
Damn.
Less than 10%.
Less than 40,000 physical copies sold in the UK
I mean,
in week 1.
to be fair, like putting that number in perspective, I guess we have to consider that less and less people are buying physical.
That's
That's
what
what I was just about to
that's-
say. It's like
yeah.
physical
So
copy.
that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. But that being
still,
said,
less than 10% is a bit extreme.
Oh yeah, that's
for
a
that.
huge percentage.
Because I'm sure there are plenty of people who still go out and buy physical copies.
yeah,
I don't know the last time I bought a physical copy of it.
Yeah, but less than 10% of all
yeah.
people. And
I was just saying in
probably that includes PS4.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, PlayStation 4. I mean, it's every
and Xbox
system,
One.
every system physical copies. Now again, we're in a growing digital market, so like I said, those numbers are a little
The sales
compressed and
numbers are
skewed.
A little bit.
But you have to keep in mind too, like probably not exactly the same ratio of gamers, but pretty similar. The number of gamers that are buying digital and the number of gamers that are buying physical, like the ratio is probably pretty similar regardless. So it's, I mean,
Maybe.
definitely far. And on top of that, it sold less than half of the number of copies that Mass Effect Andromeda sold in its first week. And Mass Effect Andromeda had a really, really rough launch. So, yeah, like,
BioWare just keep getting shafted by this stuff.
well, they're not doing so well themselves. Like, they're not handling all this the best.
Well, I mean, I assume they're probably extremely frustrated and extremely stressed out from everything
Well,
that's going on.
And that kind of segues into what I want to talk about next, and this is actually more recent news that most people have probably heard by now. But Anthem currently is experiencing, mainly on PlayStation 4,
Oddly.
crashes that are so extreme it shuts the whole system down and requires a repair feature or a repair function to be executed to boot it back up. So essentially what's happening is I don't think there's any particular way of causing it. I watched a video, somebody on the Giant Bomb podcast said he was trying to leave the game and he was in the main menu and he hit exit and it crashed him to the system, like black screen. No home screen, no nothing. Power went off on the PlayStation and he couldn't get it to come back on. He had to unplug the power cable, plug it back in, push the power button, and then it said your PlayStation did not start or did not shut down in a safe way. Please wait while we do a system repair and stuff like that. So he had to go through the repair process, which takes like 5 minutes. And then it happens repeatedly. Like, it could be happening in the middle of combat. It could be happening in the middle of wherever the hub place is. Like, there's no rhyme or reason for it to start. It just dies and it kills your console. And there are now reports of people's consoles being bricked. And for those of you that don't know what that means,
It means your console becomes only as useful as a brick.
right, you can't use it. Like, it's dead.
Like, you
It's
can't
corrupt
turn it
your
on,
hard
you can't
drive.
do anything with it.
Right.
It won't. Yeah,
Big
it won't
ol'-
turn on, do anything.
Big old heavy paperweight.
And here is the best part.
Too.
Yeah.
So,
400
what's going on,
$400.
Black Rose? Welcome to the show.
Black Robes.
We got depressing news.
So this
Play
is
Anthem on PS4.
the best part
Just don't play Anthem.
Yeah, just don't play Anthem.
on Reddit. This issue has been around since the fucking demo.
Oh, is it really?
Yes,
That's something you wouldn't fix right off the bat after the demo has that
exactly.
issue,
And here's the thing,
Yeah, crashing the entire fucking system on a console.
right? And it wasn't. My assumption is they didn't treat it as
right? The series
a high value target because it was the demo and you didn't have high traffic. But when the game goes live and bugs like that are present,
Yeah, at least Bethesda had the grace to fix the
deleting the game.
the problem where they deleted the entire fucking game before
That
it launched fully.
Black
that's
Rose,
got
the
that.
game Anthem is causing these problems.
Anthem, don't play it.
Don't play it right now. But
I mean, you could, but if you have a PlayStation, don't play it.
On
the
sale.
thing that happened is these posts would be put onto the Anthem Reddit threads.
Speaking of
and-
sales, though, just to interrupt, with the recent trend of a lot of EA games, you can expect it to be half off in about 3 weeks.
Or
The
less.
only EA game I know that's doing well right now is Apex Legends.
Yeah.
And it's free.
And it's free, and there's people... I know that we're going off a little bit more than we need
Well, that's
to.
fine.
They're actually already announced that they're going to do a battle pass for it, for all their DLC stuff that they plan on putting in. And people are outraged going, why isn't the battle pass out? And they actually tweeted out going, sorry, but this game's only been launched for 3, almost 4 weeks now. Give us a break.
It was just like, wow, we just kind of shit this one out. We didn't expect it to do well.
We expected to do well, but I don't think they expected to do it like being the top battle royale right now.
Yeah, they were
Which
just like,
I don't know
okay,
if-
we'll just copy Fortnite, and Respawn's just like...
it's not like Fortnite at all,
I mean,
actually.
they were just like, hey, Respawn, do like a Fortnite thing, and they're just like, all
Got
right.
I feel like they more went with the Call of Duty Blackout style.
Well, I mean,
Closer to that, but it's the Battle Royale
it's
franchise.
Titanfall, but
Well, you can go back to PUBG before Fortnite came out then.
but I mean, it's Titanfall.
It's not Titanfall.
Oh,
there's no
Battle Royale.
Titans. It's not
Yeah.
Titanfall.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's like
yeah.
Pilot Titanfall.
I mean, it's a fairly decent game, to be honest.
For sure.
It's not something I
Um,
play consistently, but it is a good one. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I haven't played it.
But
EA.
BioWare started deleting these comments that were like, my PS4 is being hard
Why
shut down.
Would you try and cover that up?
And it was once they started getting a bunch of upvotes, and then BioWare would actually see it, and they would remove the post and be like, this is not blah, 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 blah. Please post this in the bug reports thread. And so that's a reasonable justification of deleting the post, except when you put it in the bug reports thread that's filled with, my game won't start, and my graphics are a little blurry, and blah, 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 blah. Now those issues are kind of covering up the one where it's like, hey, my fucking console died.
Yeah, I just lost $300.
And
Maybe more.
Or
And
more.
the best part is, there was a moderator on the Anthem forums that posted in reply to somebody's PlayStation shutting down hard, like doing a hard shutdown. And I have it quoted in here. We are looking into the crashes. It sucks you're having this experience.
It
Yeah,
sucks
it
that you're
sucks.
having this experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sucks. I lost
What,
like
what
$300
kind
and
of
then
response
$60
is
in this
that?
or more.
they tried blaming the user.
Yeah.
Well, they started blaming. They tried at first, like Sony was like, "Yeah, this isn't our fault. This is your fault. You did something wrong." Now they're starting to realize, "Oh shit,
It's like,
we
what do
did
you
do
mean?
something wrong."
I just fucking played the game, especially on a PlayStation. How do you do something wrong?
Exactly. Like
I
there's
mean,
you load it up, you push a button, and you play.
Yeah, did you
Like, that
fucking
shouldn't have went through, like... like I said before the podcast, I'm shocked that Sony hasn't pulled it off the
Well,
market.
there
If
were
they haven't,
rumors. There were rumors that, and you probably know this just as good as anybody, that Sony was giving away no questions asked guaranteed refunds on Anthem. Like, and Sony's refund policy
It's pretty darn
is fucking strict.
It's real
Yeah.
strict.
Because now they're
Like,
now
if
they're
you-
also having to like have people either repair their PS4 or give them a new one because
Yeah, but that being said, there are still reports of people trying to refund Anthem and not being able to get it. So,
There was probably a short window that's
Yeah.
starting to already probably passed.
and I don't know, like I said, I don't know that it's official that Sony was doing a no questions asked refund. I feel like they should. That's what they did with No Man's Sky when it launched. They did a no questions asked refund on No Man's Sky because of false advertising. But-
They didn't false
No, 'cause
advertise. They
I
just broke your
I
console.
couldn't get mine refunded.
On PlayStation.
Oh, on PlayStation.
Yeah, Sony.
I had Steam. Steam's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, fuck you.
Yeah, Steam's
Seems
like,
have you loaded the game this many times? Have you put at least this many hours? Have you bought the game in the last 24
Well,
hours?
isn't
No,
that isn't
get
No
out.
Man's isn't No Man's
2
Sky the
hours.
game that
It's longer than that.
that
It's actually like a week. most
um
games.
isn't No Man's Sky the game
Oh,
that
2 hours of play.
actually
Playtime. Own it for 2 weeks.
No Man's
got
Sky.
made Steam do their refund policy the way it is?
no.
No.
I thought it
No,
was.
it's been,
No,
it's been
like
that way
for
for a while.
long time.
Steam's always had a pretty shitty refund policy. They just had to go back and basically,
Reiterate and
yeah,
define.
I wonder if that's one of the reasons Fallout 76 didn't launch on Steam. Because the
Probably.
moment that you downloaded the game, it voided your refund. You could
Pretty much.
you could download the game and they're like, up, you can't get a refund anymore.
I mean, what's the point of that? I mean, at least Steam's just like, if you play it for less than 2 hours, you can send it back.
which for most games is like 2 hours. It's going to
That's
take
plenty enough time to tell if you want to.
Well,
Well-
plenty enough time to tell if the game's fucking broke. Or if it deletes whenever you click the start on the launcher.
Though there has been a few times I've done it. I think 2 times with Steam. If we're gonna use Steam, where I'll download a game that isn't a 2-hour gameplay time, and you play it through and refund it. I've done that twice.
Well, sometimes, like, if a game's like not working and you're trying to fix it, it could be 2 hours before you fix it, then realize, well, this sucks. I want to refund it.
At that point, you refund it and then repurchase it later down the road, and it's a whole new policy. As long as you don't do it recently, because I think they do check that.
But yeah. So
Goose was in the house.
yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
So yeah, BioWare essentially took to Reddit and were like, "Oh, we're sorry, that sucks. We're looking into it." And then apparently within the past 12 to 20 hours, give or take, they have a public announcement on Twitter that they are now investigating the reports of PlayStation 4 crashes. And we'll keep you updated. Like, thank you.
Sucks for you.
Thank you for
Yeah, it sucks that your PS4 doesn't work anymore.
thank you for looking into this bug that's been around since this 6-year game's development demo, where we actually were able to play this
Did
broken
nobody play
pile
through
of
the
shit.
game? Okay, did nobody play through the game? Into that statement. Did nobody play through the game on PS4?
Yeah, this is the kind of thing I would expect from like a 360 at best.
Yeah, like I can't, and like this is so shit because BioWare is just crushing their reputation right now. Because BioWare used to be known as putting out fucking great games.
I have a sinking feeling that we might not get Dragon Age 3.
I have a feeling that BioWare is in some deep shit right now because like,
Are they the next company on EA's chopping block?
their sales
exactly. That's
were
what I'm saying.
poor. Then you've got this whole fiasco. Black Rose, we'll get to that after we finish talking about Anthem. We have a shitload of stuff to talk about, and you've already noticed how much our tangents have
Already gone off.
gone off. But
Yeah.
so just to kind of get back into this a little bit more, Anthem's difficulty scaling is so fucked. So essentially, I don't know exactly how this works, but as you progress through, you can rank up your character into different tiers. The highest tier increases enemy health and damage exponentially to 3,100% of its original value.
It's a lot of percentage.
Here's where it gets worse. The loot drops don't change.
Why upgrade your tier
That's
then?
annoying.
There is literally no point
Yeah, let me
to rank your character up
Let me go through this horribly hard boss fight that is fucking a bullet
and get
sponge
common shit.
and kills me from like 3 hits and get common drops.
I was sitting there, I was like,
like
well, it
Borderlands.
sounds like I was like, that sounds like Diablo, and you're like, it doesn't increase the loot. I'm like, what's
it
the
doesn't create the loot.
no? In Diablo it does, but
Yeah, it
in
does.
Anthem it doesn't.
No.
Like, what's the
Yeah,
point?
and
Diablo,
Anthem,
it's really good.
I
about
kid you not.
percentages.
It's a game built for the loot.
and it's the end game that we're talking about. This is what you do when you've completed the story or whatever. This is your end game. And it's so broken because you can't just load in and loot and shoot. You have to load in and like kill 4 hours killing one boss and you get a rare gun
Or a comment.
or a
Someone
common
was
gun.
talking about it being like Borderlands.
That is so
Kind of,
dumb.
I would never
but it
play a
scales
game
to
like
you.
that.
I cannot you talk about games that have a bad grind, but I feel like that is just taking it to an extreme.
Yeah, that's just way too much.
I feel like Diablo
I mean,
did
that
perfect.
destroys the
Yeah, I
battle
mean,
as
what,
well.
like
Yeah.
each rank gives you like a whole 100 to 300% more
The whole-
drop
At least-
chance and whatnot.
The whole
least,
game
like-
is based off of looting.
Yeah, and at least in games like Borderlands and Diablo, at least the grind is worth the loot. You know.
Even
Yeah.
Destiny,
Oh,
the
yeah,
higher
Destiny.
level
Yeah.
stuff you do, you get better loot.
I've heard the Division after they fixed it. was
Yeah,
really
I've heard
good
that too. But this is like it's so broken that people realize that when they get into that first tier of endgame stuff, they stay there. They don't rank their character up because all the enemies get more difficult, but you don't get any better loot. So it's more profitable and less time consuming to not rank your character up and to just stay in that first tier, which is so backwards and stupid. Like that makes zero sense to me at all. Again, something
Just
people have
stay at
bitched
the
about.
same level.
Oh, let's see. What's this XP booster, or what's this increased loot chance booster that EA is going to be selling within a week?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And like 3,100%. They are literally, what is that?
31
300 times, 31 times?
31 times.
Yeah, 31 times more difficult to kill. And you get the same shit. That on top of let's see what else we get. Their masterwork equipment, or I think it's masterwork. I have it questioned as mastercraft, but it's essentially like their high level crafting, like super high level, hard to craft weapons and armor and equipment and stuff. Half of it doesn't even fucking work.
And isn't most of it just like reskinned base model guns?
To some extent, but like the stuff that does work doesn't function the way it's supposed to. So none of it works right.
Somebody at work was telling me that when he was playing it, you can get like a gun that's like got a flame attribute or whatever, and it'll have an electric bonus that's completely useless.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
thing.
like-
That's like
What the fuck?
the weapons are not functioning the way they're supposed to, like at all. That it is just a pile of bugs a mile high, and they've had the game's been out what, less than 2 weeks now.
They should unrelease.
You want to know how many patches they've had? 8 patches. That's
game's
one
still broken.
every other day,
It's impressive.
and we still have these bugs.
Oh, fair enough. I was about to say, like, Sea of Thieves was kind of like that initially, but they also fixed their stuff after
yeah,
a week or
fixed it.
two.
At least Sea of Thieves didn't, break your console.
Yeah.
that too.
I never tried it on my console.
I mean, I did. I mean, I had I think
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
had
right.
1 or 2 crashes in the very beginning. Which
Oh,
is,
the beginning.
which
I
is impressive on a console.
think
Now-
all of us were dealing with
But-
crash galore.
But still, you
on
know,
And-
they
First
eventually
couple days,
fixed
but
it.
that was overload.
So on top of the poorly designed
Anyway.
scaling with loot and enemies, and the plethora of problems with masterwork effects and stuff, either not working or not working correctly, it's still optimized on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 like dog shit.
It's an impressive feat.
That unoptimized on all of them. That's
You would think at least
you
one.
have to try for that.
Yeah, like whatever platform you originally built it on should at least be better than the rest of them, even if it's marginally.
Yeah, it's like we're PC. We're used to the consoles being optimized, and then we have to throw raw power at it. To
Yeah.
get it to work.
Oh, that's the other thing. PC reports that their CPUs are being spiked to 100% usage for like 5 to 10 minutes at a time when playing this game.
Wow.
That would if mine went to 100%, it would melt my fucking computer.
Like there are people reporting like, yeah, I opened Task Manager because my computer starts to turn choppy and my CPU is pegged at 100.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like holy shit.
Yeah, and a lot of people.
like-
were-
The
lot of people
water
were
coolers
saying-
start boiling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steam coming out of your computer. Oh gosh.
yeah, you'd see smoke coming out of mine.
You need some brand new water cooling systems to fucking.
A lot of people were saying like due to
You
like
need
combat
radiator
being a lot
fins.
of flashy and explosions and a whole bunch of just particle shit.
What I think is happening
would-
is it's not using as much of your GPU as it should.
Probably it would all. Well, they're also
Hello.
saying it would spike their
Ohio again.
No, I
drop
don't
their
know who
frame
that was.
rates.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, the optimization's poor, but, like, the fact that it is causing people's CPUs to spike to 100% for, like, 5 to 10 minutes is not acceptable. Like, 5 to 10 minutes sounds like not a lot, but when you're talking about
For 100%.
it's getting
What's-
hot.
What's the average time and
I don't think I've seen my
percentage?
CPU go past, like, 30%. Ever.
Mine go more, but
Maybe
It's like-
40.
for how long?
Maybe 40.
30?
Yeah.
40?
Above.
It
that
depends on
for
what I'm
how long?
doing.
But I mean, for how long is it?
But, like, I'll stream.
No,
When
a
I
lot of
stream
times
Sea of
it'll sit like
Thieves...
that.
When I
But it
stream
doesn't
Sea of
go higher.
Thieves, I am playing a game in 4K. I am streaming it in HD 1080p, and I'm only using, at peak moments, 28%.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves is only used like 10% for me.
But that is just, that is bad. And I don't want
Maybe
people
they
to
fix
think
it
when I,
as it goes
like, I still want, in the bottom of my soul, for this game to be good. And I feel like if they fix it, it's got potential. But in its current state, breaking systems, overheating CPUs, shitty balancing with loot and enemies, that just does not sound like
Well,
a promising title.
a lot of what I've heard a lot of people talk about of this game that have had fairly decent experiences with it, even with bugs, is they just say, "Why don't you just go play Destiny 2?" It's literally what it pretty much is.
It's a
It's a
a
different
non-broken
storyline, different
version.
world, but it's Destiny 2.
That's
is
what I
what
heard
it is.
too.
So it's like, why not play Destiny 2? Okay.
On that note, just go to Warframe.
You get better
Yeah.
better loot. Yeah,
we're talking about
That's what everybody's
well,
calling
it's more
Anthem
frame.
now.
I know
Everybody's
Anthem
calling
consoles,
it
but
Destiny
I've heard a lot
Frame.
of issues with it.
Destiny
It's a
frame.
few
Yeah.
versions behind.
Yeah, that's what
But-
people get mad about.
No, so I mean that's about all I wanted to talk about as far as Anthem is concerned. Like it's definitely
It's
like
crap.
if it gets on a really deep sale and they release a couple
I
patches,
still probably wouldn't buy it.
like if it's $10,
I
might-
still wouldn't buy it.
I might pick it up for $10 if they fix some of these bugs. But I'm so hard. I don't think you will like. I almost pre-ordered this game, and then all the shit happened with Battlefield 5, and I'm like, I don't want to pre-order anything EA right now because I feel like they're going. So I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. But I am so heartbroken that this game is not good right now because it looked like it would be so fucking fun. When they announced that at E3 and when they kept revealing, some of the gameplay and all this other stuff, I was so hopeful. And then I started to lose hope with Battlefront 2 and all of their fucking microtransactions. And from there, it was just a downhill.
The only thing that
slope.
pulled them up, like I said, was Apex Legends. That's because that blew up.
But yeah, so
It's free.
now that we've gotten through the Anthem portion of our discussion, Black Rose wants to know how everybody's day's been, and I'm not allowed to say everybody's day's been good, so my day's been fine. I'll let everybody go around the room and say how fine their day has been.
Well, I'm pretty tired. I didn't sleep great last night, and I got up at 3 a.m. So,
So he's having a good day, Nate.
ish.
Well, yeah. Day's been pretty good. My average speed today has been about 100.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I burned about a half tank of fuel.
I could attest to that. We were driving to Mexico a lot.
Yeah,
Nick?
it's pretty good.
I was off today. I got my final done.
So that's a good day.
That sounds like a pretty good day.
And then John's actually here for the podcast, so he must be having a good day.
It's all right.
Or you're hiding from something.
He's hiding from something.
Maybe.
He's got obligations that he doesn't want to. It's like, sorry. No, so it sounds like everybody's day's been half decent.
Testing out your brakes.
And with that,
Oh, yeah, I
They break
tested
rate
them all right.
They break if you slam it at what 140, 150.
with that, I kind of want to segue into something that I'm already getting excited for, and that is E3 2019.
I'm not looking
So-
as much as I should.
There's not a whole lot out about it yet. For any of you who are interested, E3 is June 11th through June 13th this year. I put that in there because I knew somebody was going to ask, so I put it in the outline.
I knew it was in June. I didn't remember when.
That's why you gotta be patient, John. You just can't jump
Nope.
the gun like that.
Nope. Jump the gun. It makes me sound like I.
So we're going to
Let me
start
ask you
with
a
a
question.
bang
Chat would
here
probably say.
because this is pretty significant news. Sony has announced that they will be withdrawing from E3 this year. Like, there will be no Sony press conference. They won't be detailing anything. They're doing their own thing. They're calling it, where did I put it? Destination PlayStation, that will start taking place. It's either took place this February or it will be taking place next February. And I have not heard, I would imagine if they took place this February, we'd have some new PlayStation news that was significant. But when I Googled PlayStation, I saw nothing. So, bro, what? What are you talking about, Ray? I'm confused.
Hi, Ray.
Bruh.
Bruh.
But so I suspect
I
that
have a request.
what?
Can you move the chat over to the left side of the monitor so I can see it?
Yeah.
No.
Thank
Pull it
you.
up on your phone.
It doesn't like it.
You
It
lazy ass.
keeps loading ads and eating my.
Oh well, I can send you that link. That's just a chat link. But
I'm good.
anyways,
Read it from here.
Yeah, I can send you the chat.
PS4 withdrawing. Yeah, they're not going to be at E3 this year. Sony will not be at
I think it's-
E3.
I bet it's their way of trying to boost their own conference.
Which-
like, hey, if you really want to know what we have,
I think
you
it
gotta go to
is,
this and watch
But
this.
Yeah, they're doing.
So-
it's like BlizzCon.
yeah,
But BlizzCon's a little bit different.
Here's-
That's been around for a long time.
here is the.
What about it?
What do you
It's a
mean, what
joke
about-
now.
Yeah,
No.
it is a joke
A
now.
mobile game announcement.
Well,
Fucking-
okay.
Like,
When you talk about Diablo, whatever it was called, yeah, that's a pretty big joke.
Is this like a really April Fool's joke or something?
But so yeah, Sony will not be at E3. They're going to do their new event called Destination PlayStation. I presume will take place February 2020,
Why
which
not have it
seems
this
like
year?
I don't know, but it said in that article it will be taking place in February. And like I said, I assume that if it took place this past February, some sort of I'm not saying we would have anything major, but there would have been some substantial news regarding PlayStation, and I have not heard anything at all. And the reason this is really surprising is because there is a lot of talk about the next generation consoles debuting either late this year or early next year. A lot of people think it's going to be in the fall. And E3 is usually the place to debut your new console, because you can be like, this game's launching with the new console, and this game's launching with the new console, and this game you've been waiting for years is launching with the new console. And Sony's just like, nah, fam, we're not going to go.
I have a question about the new console. What are they going to call the next Xbox, since they love just jumping somewhere?
The Xbox 2.
X-Square.
The X Square.
X-Square. The XBX.
Box X. Let's go.
Or they might, maybe they'll try and make 4K standard, and they'll call it the Xbox 4. Xbox 4 or 4K, something like that, so that it's
would it be the fourth?
indicative of...
It would be the fourth Xbox, wouldn't it? That would actually be really good timing, to be honest.
That would be a great naming thing, but
the Xbox .36 or .036. Ray says maybe that means the PS5 will get announced in next February. It's possible. That's what my thought was. But I feel like if they wait that long, the chances of getting a new Xbox this fall are pretty high. I mean, we're about due for a new console. It's been what?
No, but
5 years or more since we've got the 1 and the 4.
The consoles themselves have also been evolving over time.
Yeah, but
exponentially.
The
Xbox consoles have been.
The Xbox One X is about where it can go, though. They can't really expand much. Plus, we know for a fact that Halo Infinite is being built on the new console engines. It is being built and optimized to be played on the new console. That has been confirmed. So, Halo Infinite was announced last year at E3. And it's been in development for what, 6 years? Or less? Not much less.
Something about the next gen consoles when the next
gen
already came out?
So they're being built. They're being built for an engine that is rumored to be built for the next console, because the Slipstream engine, I guess, is high tech. Which kind of leads me to what I want to talk about: how Microsoft is probably going to whoop ass at E3 this year, because they've got Halo Infinite is confirmed to be at E3. Do you think they'd announce it in the fall and it would be out by holidays? That's probably more likely. And then maybe they debut stuff at their destination PlayStation or whatever is possible.
Yeah. Very possible.
But Microsoft said in an interview, one of their high-up execs said that he wanted to go big at the event. So my assumption is they're going to steal the show. And with Halo Infinite being back this year, I'm actually really excited about that. That's one of the things that I'm super stoked about for E3. I've wanted a Halo full title to come to PC forever. And then they gave us a little taste with Halo 5 Forge, but it's just Forge.
Downside is me being a Sony boy is Halo doesn't have that.
Halo is so fun. I love Halo.
I'm just like, oh, Halo. The game I never played because it wasn't my side.
Oh my god,
Let me go play XYZ PlayStation exclusives instead.
I'm so excited for Infinite because it looks like it's like a return to form.
I agree.
So instead of being Call of Duty with really high jumps, it's gonna be Halo.
Call of Duty's jumps have been getting higher.
Yeah.
instead of being Call of Duty with shields.
Yeah, Call of Duty with shields. It's gonna be.
Oh wait, you can't aim down the iron sights. That's the only difference.
You can now.
Ray says, depends if Microsoft or Sony think they can get another sweep of holidays. They're guaranteed revenue from a new release, but they'll need a price drop of older consoles at the holidays if next gen's out by then. Also very true. Yeah.
Depending on how recent they drop it. Because that's also the time where they can keep them at the price and sell the new consoles at almost double the price and say, well, it's new. And then give it, 3 months and go, okay, get the old stuff out of here.
But, so Halo Infinite has been confirmed to be an E3 presence, and there's a lot of speculation about, there's rumor being called, it's going to be the first cross-generational title. There's a lot of talk about it being playable on the Xbox One and the new generation Xbox, Like people anticipate it to release with the new Xbox because that's how.
So like a GTA kind of.
That's kind of how. Yeah, that's kind of how Halo does it though. Like Halo's releases are big because they usually coincide with a new console. Like Halo Reach didn't, but Halo 4 came out with or right before or after. I guess it had been right after the Halo or Xbox One came out, didn't it? I thought.
Don't look at me.
Which one is it?
4, Halo 4.
It was on 360.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it must have came out just before.
It was in that transition period because they made a new thing. They made one for the.
Yeah.
one.
So that's one of the reasons that a lot of people think we're getting a new console too, is because Halo is about to release, and Halo is it's a big release, and Microsoft wants to utilize that. And so they're probably going to launch it with the new, just like they did with Forza Horizon 2 with the Xbox One, is it launched for the Xbox 360, but it debuted with the One.
Just a quick off-topic thing about Forza. Did you hear that Motorsport 4 is actually being remastered?
Yeah, it's going to be backwards compatible on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Neat.
Which is cool.
Maybe I could play a Motorsport and not have to call it Sport.
But we're on the 6-year stretch. We're going to have to be getting a new Xbox soon. Oh, I believe that we're...
No, because like I said, they've adapted it.
Yeah, but...
Because think about the very first Xbox One that came out and compare it to
we were in high school when that happened.
I know. But just look at the difference between the release one and the current one. They're pretty big different machines, to be honest.
Yeah, the Xbox One X versus the Xbox One.
They're completely different
Yeah,
machines.
I know, but I just...
Pretty good margin.
I feel like everybody's expecting it, and Microsoft and Sony both know that.
Yeah.
And business-wise and financially, they're like, all right, let's fucking put these new consoles out.
People
People are going to...
squeeze another year out and...
Maybe, but, I mean...
You know what? Another off-topic thing. You know Microsoft points?
Yes. The gamer score points or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Microsoft points for the shop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
My brother never checks his, and he got an email. It's like, oh, you have a lot of Microsoft points. You should spend them on stuff. And he's like, let's go check that out. He looks. He has like over 22,000.
Nice.
And a $25 gift card is $25,000.
Damn.
Or 2,500.
Thousand.
You get a crap ton, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I know. I've looked at it. I know what he's talking about.
But yeah. So he's just like, and they had a raffle going on for an Xbox One X, and to buy 150 tickets to put in it was like, I think he said it was like 2,500. So he bought like five groups of 150.
Did he even get the Xbox?
Well, I think the announcement should be coming up, but he also bought a lot more tickets other than that with the leftover shit.
But yeah, kind of back to the Halo thing. Being that they were at E3 last year, and they pretty much just did a little cinematic unveiling, and then they're like, all right, bye.
Yeah. It's look, no Halo game, guys.
Microsoft, in particular 343, never detailed what we can expect this year, other than the fact that Infinite will be there, but I would plan on seeing something around the new storyline, maybe some gameplay, some information about what features are coming, some of the changes that they've made. But
how so, Black Rose?
Fortnite Season 8 is copying Sea of Thieves. Oh, interesting. But they've said that it's going to be a return to form. Like, it's going to be what I think they called it, a spiritual reboot of the original Halo games. So
Spiritual.
It should be. I'm actually really excited, and it is confirmed to be coming to PC.
If it plays like Halo 3, I'm going to be very, very happy.
If it plays like Reach, I'll still be happy.
Thing is, I'm not a Halo guy. Most likely, I'll probably end up getting.
I mean, Nick will probably get it because it'll be the first Halo game you've been able to play new since you played on console.
Since 4, yeah.
Yeah. Nate, I know you'll get it because you've been wanting Halo for a while on PC.
Yeah, I've been stuck because like I have 1 and 2 for PC.
Yeah, and you know it's going to be cross-platform, so we'll be able to play with you.
Yeah.
Ping and Dorito issues. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, no, this is a flagship title. It'll be like a little bit less.
Yeah, it'll be a little less.
I'm not going to say they're
Dorito.
I'm not going to say they're going to fix it.
They can't fix it.
No.
I've also got some big news for everybody who is excited for Cyberpunk 2077, and it's going to be very short and sweet because it's literally all we know. They will be at E3.
Yay!
Hooray!
Actually, there's been gameplay of it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So
that's one of those games that I'm becoming more and more excited for, and also more and more worried about it being a flop when it actually releases.
To kind of detail.
It's me about every single game that's been.
Well, nowadays you kind of have to do that.
To kind of detail what we're looking to be able to expect, since last year at E3 they did that whole 48 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
You can probably expect a little bit more information as far as a potential release date or potential, because right now their release date is literally when it's ready. Like that's what the release date is.
I know that there's not a crap ton of it, but is it expected to be a multiplayer game or a single player game?
Single player.
I think it was single player.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought, but I didn't know if they did like a co-op-ish thing.
No, this is CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
just be
no.
single player, I think.
Well, I didn't know if they wanted to try.
I would
They've
love it
never
if it
done
was
anything
co-op.
multiplayer.
It'd be awesome if it was co-op. Not when I said multiplayer, I didn't mean like player versus player.
Yeah, you meant co-op. Yeah, I know what you meant.
Co-op, yeah, would be neat, but I doubt it. Really doubt it.
Who knows?
The Xbox One turns 6 in November, but the One X turns 2. I would understand Microsoft waiting for a November launch in 2020 for the Gen 5, but announce would be close to PlayStation 5 Gen 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see maybe an announcement, but I wouldn't expect a new console this year.
So maybe no launch until fall of 2020, but the announcement can't trail Sony by much. That's also true.
That's very true.
And I do think Sony's due for a new console because the PS4 Pro has been out a lot longer than the Xbox One X.
Yes.
So they are
PS4
due
in
for a new.
general has been-
Yeah. They're due for a new system. So yeah, that makes sense. They probably can't wait too long. But
and I bet they're using their withdrawal.
yeah. Doesn't Sony make movies or something? Yeah, they make
like-
movies.
they
Or they
make
make
a lot of
sound. They're behind. I mean, yeah.
They're-
Sony's
they're-
got their
they're
fingers in everything.
equipment and stuff, because their sound, their monitors, their
But yeah, the official Twitter page of Cyberpunk 2077 on February 28th said, for those of you asking, yes, we will be at E3 this year. And that's all we know. We don't know what to expect, but hopefully we get some juicy deets.
speaking of
Thanks for the like, Friendly. Audio, cinema, camera, and cinematography.
exactly.
They do PlayStation.
a
Yeah.
little bit of everything. But do you think they're gonna? Besides, I know that we're probably about to hit it with the Forza.
Oh, yeah, here soon. I think we got one more thing to talk about before that, but yeah.
Yeah. But makes you wonder if they're gonna drop an actual not a mobile title as well soon, because they like to do it every year-ish.
Who's that? Microsoft or?
Turn 10. Forza.
Oh, a new game? There's not going to be a new game this year. There's going to be a gap year.
I could play in Motorsport.
Well, here is why.
For the mobile, isn't it?
No. I don't think that's really why, because that's a whole different development team. That's not Turn 10 making that.
They've done really well with both of them. They have a good following on both Motorsport 7 and Forza Horizon 4.
And we'll talk about what John's talking about here in just a moment, because there's been some leak in Forza community. But the thing that I understand is Turn 10 and Playground Games are both taking a year, there's going to be a gap year between Forza releases. I think this has been confirmed. If not, it was strongly implied, because as I'm sure many of you that play Forza 7 know, they're consistently evolving the game and it is getting a whole new
its own
redesign.
Series, and then it's been redesigned.
Yeah.
And stutters like crazy.
So they rolled out. It started with that experimental drag, or no, it started with the drift tuning, the drift build.
Was awesome.
When that started, that kind of kicked in this whole rebuild,
Redo.
And so then they did the experimental drag, which is eventually
I like the ribbons that they added for the
the
track boundaries when they
track.
redid the track
Yep.
boundaries.
So you can now go and build your own A-class car and test it on any track and put it up against a leaderboard of other people that have test drove on that track. It's literally a time attack. And then the ribbons for the track boundaries, you can now identify what's off the track and what's on the track.
No Grand Prix cheating anymore.
Yeah. Well, they redefined those track boundaries probably for people like him. They fucking cut the corner harder than shit.
That was hilarious. Nate was like, "Oh, I got this," and we were all upset that I got your ghost, and you gave up really quickly. What was it, 100
I
laps?
feel 3 hours.
And then John jumps in, and after 15 minutes, he's like, "I beat your time," and Nate's
it
like,
took
"I'm
me
done."
30 laps
I
to beat
even-
Nate's time, and then I did another 10 laps and shaved an entire second
I
off
even
of it.
cut that corner hard and crap just to get a better time. And
Oh, trust me, I started cutting the crap out of that
you
corner.
did.
Well, did you not have my ghost on? No, you did, because you were talking about, I don't see how you could take that corner so well. Anyway.
But yeah, so there's going to be a gap in between the years, I think, so that they can further evolve Forza Horizon 4 and continue to build on Forza Motorsport 7.
Makes sense.
And while we're still on the topic of Microsoft titles, we'll get back to Forza here in a moment, but the Halo Master Chief Collection had a little bit of a rough start, but it's since picked up and it is stable.
After
it includes like a
an
year.
80 gig patch.
Yeah.
Something shit.
It includes, for those of you who don't know, Halo Combat Evolved. They're all remastered with a 4K engine, by the way. Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, ODST. Comes with 4 games. I don't know why ODST's in there.
Why not? ODST is great.
I mean, it's a great game. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not Master Chief, is it?
No.
Exactly.
Who cares?
Yeah, the Master Chief Collection.
But
Honestly, that's one of those, like, who cares? Hey, Reach isn't either.
yeah, that's true. But that's actually one of the things we're going to talk about here.
Master Chief is in Reach.
Yeah, he is.
Actually,
For the 10 seconds at the end does not fucking count.
He's in multiplayer.
only in legendary. Only on legendary difficulty at the very end of the game.
You don't have to be on Legendary.
Am I streaming tonight or Chance?
Normal
Or
or
I don't know. Possibly. We'll have to see what we play.
I thought you said you're going to try to stream Arma.
I'm gonna try and stream Arma
Arma.
if I can, but my computer might explode.
Yeah.
But quit getting me off topic.
No.
Stop it.
You know what game sounds really fun to play?
Jeremiah Trap.
Motorsport 7.
It does. It would be fun. We only have like 10 minutes left to actually talk, so
You are talking.
here we go. So,
Here we go.
Master Chief Collection, the Halo Championship is March 15th through the 17th, and it's taking place at South by Southwest in Texas this year. Now, apparently it's this big gathering of the best Halo teams in the world competing in different matchmaking games and stuff like that. So already sounds pretty neat to watch. But 343 said that we have, and I quote, an exciting Master Chief Collection news to reveal at this event. So you'll be able to tune into their Mixer and their Twitch channels. No, they're not on YouTube, just Mixer and Twitch. A lot of hope is that it's a PC release. Because if they don't announce it there, our last hope is at E3, and if we don't get it at E3, it's never coming to PC, which would really, really, really suck. Because like, I want the Master Chief Collection on PC so bad, and so that's what a lot of people think that it's going to be. The other bit of speculation stems from 343 Studios saying that they are going to continue to add titles to the Master Chief Collection. The only major title that's not in the Master Chief Collection right now is Reach. So a lot of people think that Reach will be getting an engine upgrade and then dropped into the Master Chief Collection. What would be super great is if it was Reach being added and a PC release, because then I would get all the great Halo games, because Halo 4 and 5 were
Yeah, that's my consensus on them. Big
Black Rose, we're distracting ourselves pretty well without a chat. But a chat helps.
Don't have a chat. Listen, I don't want to not have chat, but like I also have to not distract myself. I set myself up for failure because I have 6 pages of outline to go through, and we're on page 5, so
we're almost there.
We're almost there, and it's perfect timing because we're on the home stretch. Nick's got to go turn in papers.
And then do a couple, I think. You got to do half of it, right?
No, he just has to turn it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you just got to go drive somewhere, turn in papers, and you're done?
Just got to throw papers at his
Well, good luck.
Um,
On the fact that that's all you have to do.
But anyways, yeah, so crossing my fingers that if Master Chief Collection does come to PC, you all can see us streaming the Master Chief Collection on PC, hopefully with Tyler, because I'd imagine that would be cross-platform. Hopefully.
Maybe they don't want to deal with Torito.
Yeah, also that.
We should lasso.
So, we are going to, we're
not a Halo person, so that didn't make sense to me.
We're going to kind of shift gears a little bit here.
Basically,
I know
you
we've
play the game on the hardest difficulty, and then you chop off both of your legs.
we've talked about mobile games in the past, and I literally have it in here in my outline as mobile titles. Then the good, Fallout Shelter, and the bad is Diablo Immortal, which is not even out yet.
I bet they're like, do we want to release
Well,
this now?
we can't say the game's bad. The whole reason it's bad is because that was their main announcement.
Yeah.
Everybody's wanting a PC game, like, oh, here's a mobile title for you to play. It's like, what?
Well, what gets
Really?
me is, I think I was talking to Derek, and he's like, oh, I wonder when they're going to release Diablo 4.
No,
You're
no.
I'm like, probably.
Oh no.
I'm like, that's probably not going to happen.
I
Well, no,
didn't
you
think-
knew about that.
I didn't think Fallout 3 was going to
Are you
happen.
gonna tell
Like,
us?
I didn't think Fallout was coming back. I mean, not Fallout. Diablo was coming back.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not shocked that it came back. I think they're going to have like this big drop of another expansion before they make a 4. Because, I mean, Reaper Souls was out how many years now?
2?
It's probably been longer than that.
I haven't.
I think we were playing that in high school.
Reaper Souls?
Because that's when we both met. No, I guess it wasn't. It was a little after, I bet.
If you're not playing Sea of Thieves tonight, we can play the new patch tomorrow. That's probably possible.
Oh yeah, the new patch drops tomorrow.
New Reaper's Mark centered mercenary voyage, new person and ship cosmetics, and tweaked sword combat. John will be happy to know that.
If it's
You'll be able
actually
to block.
fixed.
Yeah, apparently they're working on the blocking.
Yeah, no, it will be fixed, and the audio issue with the leak will be fixed. So when
I
Thank
had,
God.
I
Yeah.
had zero urge to play Sea of Thieves after that one night of
Yeah.
blocking and still getting hit while I'm sitting there blocking,
Um,
looking directly at them.
I'm just happy that the
Leaking.
water, the water glitch.
I don't know how many
But-
times it's like, we're almost
Tur-
sunk.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, we'll just be sitting there, and the only reason we know we're almost sunk is you hear the boat creak.
Or
Yeah.
someone goes to get bananas and their feet are in water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go down there and
Or
the-
cannonballs.
half the mid deck's full. And you're just like, oh fuck.
But to kind of jump back into the mobile title thing, there was a whoopsie on Turn 10's part this past week in their weekend review. They were trying to link.
Okay.
They were trying to link into the Forza Championship results or some sort of championship results, and they accidentally leaked into an announcement page for a title called Forza Street,
Yeah.
which is, I actually have the description written in here. Here's what it says. The description includes, developed in partnership with UK-based studio Electric Square, Forza Street is built from the ground up to support a wide range of Windows 10, iOS, and Android devices. So I'm hearing Forza Mobile. I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. Because
I don't know. There's some pretty decent mobile games.
there are some good mobile games. I do agree with you on that. But Forza is so... It's personal cars, like the tuning and the painting and all that, and I don't know that your phone is going to be able to get all that across.
Well, it's gonna be dumbed down, 100%.
Yeah, I know, but like that, to me, that's a huge part of the Forza experience.
I don't doubt the customization is gonna be still there. The tuning is gonna be dumbed down. It's not gonna be like here.
I know, and I
how many
think-
degrees of camber and how stiff do you, per pound
Right.
do you want your?
I just feel like that might
Whatever.
be
It's a
I'm
mobile.
interested to see how that. Now that being said, if anybody wants to know, so the thought process that I have is this will probably be released or announced in the March edition of Forza Monthly. So on the 8th, they'll be streaming. It's at 11 a.m. Pacific time. March 8th is when Forza Monthly starts, and they'll be detailing the upcoming Forza Motorsport 7 changes. They'll be detailing the upcoming Forza Horizon 4 changes, and probably this. Because at this point, everybody knows about it now. So,
Or at least enough of the audience.
right.
You might as well say it.
But Electric Square, if you do a little bit of research, they developed a title called Miami Street in 2018 that released on Windows 10, and they were partnered with Microsoft Studios. Now, there's a lot of people that think this game started life as a Forza mobile title, and it changed its name. So, I haven't played
Like
it.
a reskin.
Probably. I haven't played it, but I'd have to see. I'm pretty sure it's free, so I might just play it to get impressions and know what to expect, because not that I'm really interested in a Forza mobile title,
I'm
but
not,
I'd be interested to see like how bad or good it is.
I mean, it's reaching out your company to see if you can get the, because as much as I don't like
Mobile
the concept,
games need
mobile
to
gaming
die.
is a thing. I don't like mobile gaming personally. I think it's fun to have a fun little time killer.
Yeah, but
There shouldn't be full-fledged game releases on it.
yeah, it should.
But at the same time, it's like that is just it's
It needs to
quote-unquote
be
another
like
console.
I think RuneScape is the best mobile game. Because you can just get on there and be like, oh, my GE trades went through? Neat. Okay, let me sell some more shit. Collect my shit, and then log out.
but like I think
There's other games that have done that, like Blizzard.
the,
Yeah, or
They have their own little game app that you can do a lot of that stuff for World of Warcraft without playing World of Warcraft.
the reason that I put the good and the bad, and there was more than just press behind it. Fallout Shelter is a great mobile game
Oh, yeah.
because it's a companion to Fallout. Diablo Immortal will, in my opinion, be a bad mobile game because it is a full title release.
You never know until it comes
That's
out.
a bad Diablo.
It's
more
not.
like it got a bad rep, I think, is why it's considered. quote-unquote,
But like I
bad.
think Nate hit the nail on the head though. I don't feel like full titles should be mobile releases. That's not right because especially in the Blizzard community,
Oh, Blizzard.
people buy their computers to live at their computers. Like they buy their computer.
Shut up! I've only played every Blizzard title.
You feel a little attacked right now, John?
A little bit.
And Forza people buy their Xboxes and they build their PCs so that they can enjoy Forza. They don't want to play it on mobile. So if it's going to be a mobile game, it needs to be a companion game like Fallout Shelter where it
But
doesn't...
Diablo 3 is really not a companion, really well game. If
Well-
you're a companion to it.
What I mean is not a full title, like not a
I know
full...
what you mean.
Like Fallout Shelter is Fallout. It's a Fallout game, but it's not a Fallout game. Like it's not when you think Fallout, you don't think Fallout Shelter. You're like, oh, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, Fallout 76, Fallout 4. You're not like Fallout Shelter. My best Fallout game ever.
I thought we were talking about full releases.
Well, it is a full release.
Well, you said 76.
And that's a
Got you
great
there.
segue. That's a great segue into my last topic that I wanted to talk about, and that is Fallout 76. We were going to talk about this last week because they announced their DLC roadmap for
Bro.
the springtime. It's actually going to be rolling out next week. The first patch will be rolling out next week, and I put in-depth detailing on the stuff that's coming in March, and then
Quiet.
from April to May is just quick fire stuff. So, in March we'll be getting the Welcome to Appalachia. It adds a mythical beast and a lost generation of scouts and the strongest brew this side of the wasteland, which leads into topic 2. We will be able to brew and distill alcohol.
Hell yeah.
It says brew
Gotta be
Nuka
the
Shine.
moonshiners.
It says brew Nuka Shine and more at distilling workbenches and systems in your camp.
We're gonna have to go around and try to sell people moonshine.
It gets better. So keep that in mind. And when we get to the April announcements, you're going to be really thrilled. On March 19th, we'll be getting, and I'm probably going to butcher this, the Fastnacht Parade. It is a limited time event with unique rewards compared to that event. The Fastnacht is like that mask and the straitjacket, the clown mask.
Yeah.
That's what that's going to... So this event is probably going to be really fucking weird. So I'm kind of interested
So
about
does
that.
mean he's gonna get another clown mask?
Probably.
Oh gosh.
And this is March 26th. We're getting a huge update that adds survival mode. So, survival mode will have less player restrictions as far as combat restrictions are concerned.
It's like a PvP server.
And it is 100% PvP. Higher stakes PvP experience, which means you'll get more rewards from PvP.
Harder,
and-
but high risk, high reward.
Exactly. High risk, high reward, and new challenges in regards to the PvP. Now, I actually have 2 topics underneath that. First off, I do think that they catered that entirely to people that were going out and doing PvP and not getting anything for it. Like,
Oh yeah.
there's no point to do PvP in this game other than to take workshops to farm fusion cores or aluminum, or there's no point to fight people. It's a waste of your ammo and it's a waste of your time.
Half the time when you did take over a workshop, you would get what you wanted,
And you'd
you'd
leave.
walk away, and someone come in and take it over anyway, or no one touched it. They just went to the next one.
Right. So there's really no point in PvP right now. So I feel like this is going to really change that. My other question though is, what's going to happen to the adventure mode?
The other thing I have with the PvP mode or the survival mode is I feel like your name popping up on the map wherever either shouldn't occur, or as you get closer, like there's a radius around your person on the map that you can't see players.
Now
even
I
if
do
they're standing
think
up.
in survival mode, it won't show up on the map. You won't know where anybody's at.
That's good because at that point people are just gonna run around and kill you.
In the normal game, as soon as you start a fight with somebody, you can't see them on the map.
Also true.
So is it gonna assume everyone's in fight with each other?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would work.
Probably.
And then if you're in a squad, then you can see them
Yeah.
on the map. Maybe. Yeah. I'd like that.
Actually, I don't think you can see your squad on the map.
If they crouch, you can't.
No, I don't think you can, because I think Nate's been wanted before and he couldn't travel to us because he couldn't find us.
No, I don't think you can find us. I think it just doesn't let you. No, I think when you are wanted, you don't.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
When you're wanted, you can't see anyone on the map. I'm not sure if that counts for
Your squad.
Teammates.
squad.
Yeah. But yeah, survival, and I do think it will say the PvP players
Honestly, it sounds
demands.
more enjoyable if the map is clear to everyone.
I'd have to see the what happens when you die. Like, I need to know what happens when you die, if you lose ammo or anything like that, because like
It's like how it is in adventure mode though, which you lose
Well,
your scrap.
you lose your scrap, but that's better than ammo, because some ammo is hard to fucking find.
It's not 309.
Yeah, 308's well, they made 308
308
easier to find, or harder to find though. You don't get as much of it when you kill things anymore.
It's still pretty.
But
yeah. Gosh.
so moving on from March, in April we'll be getting 2 new quests called Sheer Terror, and that releases on April 9th, and Ever Upwards, that releases on May 7th, so that's in May. And here's where your moonshine thing is gonna get entertaining. On April 9th with the Sheer Terror quest, we are getting player vending. We will be able to, like, I interpret that as like set up booths and sell stuff.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna have to get Gandhi on this.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to dress up as hillbillies. We're like, hell yeah, brother!
come on over and get my moonshine now. I'll tell you what, this is the best stuff you ever gonna taste this side of Mississippi.
That'll be great.
Oh my god! Except Gandhi won't dress up as a hillbilly. He'll just run out without clothes. Like, he'll just be
That's a
running.
hillbilly.
Yeah. Or he'll wear like something but no pants. Like, he'll wear something to cover up his torso.
Wasn't it
and
Gandhi
no
and I that
pants.
were the ones running around with no pants?
Yep.
Yes.
Like,
Just run around with their bulges. It was very disturbing.
you gotta
Holding
get your
hearts out
presents
to everybody.
Huh?
Don't-
Yeah.
Holding hearts out to
Don't need
everybody.
that much presence.
We just gotta make our presence known.
And then on
Make it
April
erect and large right there. Our presence.
on April 16th, we'll be getting a camera feature, which I think will allow us to, like,
I just realized if I load up my game, it's still gonna have a lot of screenshots of your character that's like spaghetti man.
broken ass piece of
It's
shit.
only his character.
I
too.
know.
I found out it was a body style. If you had your character's body style built in a certain orientation, it caused it to fuck up. And
Became
then
Daddy Longleg a lot.
this one makes me happy. On May 23rd, we'll be getting a legendary vendor called the Purveyor. Essentially, you'll be able to trade unwanted scrap for legendary equipment.
Okay.
So, like, if you have an excess of aluminum or adhesive, like valuable scrap, you'll be able to trade high-value stuff in for weapons, like high-value weapons and stuff. So, super stoked about that. That makes me happy because I have the worst fucking luck when it comes to legendary weapons.
I still haven't even got to high level in that game.
So,
Kind of quit whenever it kind of went. Oh, I can only put 400 pounds on a stash
that's up to
box?"
800 now.
I haven't played since then.
They increased it to 600 and now it's up to 800, I think.
So let me know when it goes up to 1,000. I might start playing again. Is he asleep?
Almost. Don't throw anything at me. My head hurts.
If I were to fall asleep in that chair, you would fucking throw something at me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, but this is me. It's not you.
What the fuck's up with your double standards?
Because it's me.
Whatever. Well, it's okay because we are out of time. We actually went a few minutes over, but I think this was probably the densest podcast we've had in a good long while.
It was thick.
I think it was very,
Just like Fallout
very
76
good.
bullets.
So,
No, right.
we will probably. I plan on playing something tonight, and it sounded like I'm gonna play Arma tonight. I'm gonna try and stream it. I don't want to make any promises as far as streaming is concerned. If I stream it and it's bogging my system down, I will not be streaming. But my cousin wants to play Arma tonight, so I told him that if I was on, I would play. So if any of my streamer friends want to play Arma and have it, you'll know what I'm playing. Just let me know if you need the mod list, and I'll send it your way. But if I can't stream Arma, are you still going to play? Yes, probably. I haven't played with Jared in a while. I haven't played anything with Jared in a while. So
Just send out a message in Discord, see if we can get more people.
probably. I'll shoot Chance and Orange's a message and see. What?
Gandhi.
I know Orange's does. I'm
and
pretty
Pancake
sure.
and-
Usually when one has it, the other one has it. Usually.
Gandhi's hard to play Arma with though because he whines about it not being fucking hardcore.
That's true.
What do you mean?
He's like, well, like we have it. Arma's difficult,
Yeah,
but we don't have it to where like you need certain types of medical equipment to heal certain types of wounds. So he whines that he's like, you just have first aid kits. You don't have like blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, the game's hard enough.
He doesn't say it exactly like that. He actually uses words, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they may not want to play Arma. I'm not gonna force it on them. I'll just be like, hey, we're playing Arma. If you want to play, let me know. That's all it's gonna be. I'm not gonna be like, play Arma, or I'm never playing Sea of Thieves with you again. I'm not an ass. Only to Nate.
No, that's exactly who he's going to tell us.
I was just about to say that's debatable.
But we are gonna go, I guess, get food and figure out what we're playing tonight. So, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. I think this has been a really fun podcast, and I'm definitely gonna try and get this kind of thing going more often. And I encourage anybody that's gonna be on the podcast to come up with stuff you want to talk about every week. And it doesn't have to be as detailed as my outline, but maybe we can.
With laminated spreadsheet.
Yeah. Maybe we can all pitch in a little bit. But, yep, we will be back here in a couple hours streaming who knows what. So we'll see you all then. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Arma 3.